Hi, web viewers. Storm Team 4's Dave Price with you at just about 10:08 tonight. By my side, Eric Brait, our executive producer of weather here at News 4 New York, and Matt Brickman, of course, who you've seen a lot of tonight as well. We are working hand in hand to get you all the information you need. Let's go through the details first. The headlines are unbelievable. Just simply incredible amounts of rain. Harrison with over 7 1/3 inches. Newark Airport, where we're seeing flooding right now at over 7.2 inches. Staten Island, 6.6 plus. Passaic in New York, 6.3. And in the city, 2.19. Keep in mind, there are areas in the city that have received more rain than 2.19 inches at the castle in Central Park. This is historic. It's not hyperbole, it's historic. This is beyond expectation. This is overperformance. We isolated the area where we anticipated the greatest amount of rain. That's really coming to pass. But this has kind of stalled, if you will, over us, training moisture back over the same locations over and over and over again. Here is what we know, and here is what our short-term concerns are. And by short-term, I mean next 20 minutes or so. Bergen, Fairfield, Rockland, Westchester, New York City, out to areas in Suffolk County. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. This is one of loads of warnings that we've seen tonight. We had tornado warnings over the city. We had a series of tornadoes that touched down everywhere from Maryland into Pennsylvania, a tornado warning pushing into New Jersey. There's plenty of energy left in this storm and plenty more moisture. This is a complicated map. I got that. You know, it just bear with me here as we kind of explain it all. All the greens, all those areas of green outlined, that is where we have flash flood warnings in effect. The yellow right at the center of the box there and stretching to the east, that is the severe thunderstorm warning that we're taking a look at right now. If you take a look at the reds and the oranges, and if we go in a little closer to the purples, this is where we've seen the heaviest rains and where we continue to see them over the past 12 hours. This is a look at our rainfall numbers. Look right along 287 between Edison and Far Hills. Before 87 intersects 78. 8 inches of radar estimated rainfall. Those numbers are off the charts. Close to 7 inches in Clinton. Raritan, 10.1. Matt, what was the total? What was the total at Newark again? It was over 7 inches. Yeah, 7.2. We have flooding at Newark Liberty International Airport. That line of heavy rain stretches almost right across the river and into Manhattan, across the Hudson. Up in Westchester, Yonkers at 5.1 inches of rain, and it is just continuing. We're going to zoom on into Central Park right now, and this is a real close-in view, so we go hyper-local. There's Park Avenue, you can see on the east side, Broadway on the west side. Now, I told you, 2.1 inches roughly in Central Park, 2.19, okay? Now, take the park transverse, right, over to the west side. There's 9A, the Henry Hudson Parkway, right? You go over the bridge, basically, or hop across the river, if you will, and you go to Union City, over 6 inches of rain. It's really remarkable, the flooding that we've seen, the rescues that we have both seen, recorded, and heard about are extensive. Road closures, property damage, vehicular rescues. They are not a thing of the past. They are actively part of what we are experiencing at this moment and what we will continue to see through the rest of the evening into the overnight. We are by no means done. Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, so a couple of people up in Westchester County in Connecticut wondering what it's looking like there.
Well, let's try and zoom out just a little bit. Bear with me here.
Specifically Ardsley, New Rochelle.
Yeah. So let's go up as we take a look into New Rochelle and take a look out to areas to the west. There's New Rochelle right there. You can see you've got plenty of, hold on, let's query this for the moment. Hold on one second, New Rochelle. Just about 5 inches of rain in New Rochelle. Now, granted, I don't want to wind up in a situation where everyone calls and says, what's it like on my block? Because we can generalize. We have such significant amounts of precipitation on top of already saturated ground that we're in certainly a problematic state. So you got 5 inches in New Rochelle. What was the other question? Up in Ardsley, again,
Connecticut.
Some
of the lower rainfall totals.
Right. As you push to the east, those rainfall totals are lower.
That's because the heaviest rain hasn't gotten there yet.
Right. Remember, all of this continues to work its way slowly towards the north and east. So the trouble may very well be coming in your direction during the overnight. So stay weather aware. A reminder, yes, it's common sense. Don't go out in this. If you are not someone who must travel at this point, do not. Consider it done. Don't be the looky-loo. Don't drive out. Don't see if the roads are okay. Don't be the weatherman for your neighborhood. We'll take care of that. We'll let you know what you need to, but do not go out. This is dangerous stuff.
I think one of the good things to mention, too, for the folks in New Jersey
who've
gotten the 6-7 inches of rain,
yeah,
it's important to note that the heaviest rain is pushing east of that area now. So you can expect that conditions are going to be improving. I mean, you're still dealing with flash flooding. It's still a nightmare out there.
Right.
Life-threatening kind of stuff. But if there is any nugget of good news in all this, it's that we're on the backside of it, on that part of the area.
Now, keep in mind, backside of it, a little bit of a slippery slope because it moves away, but a couple of things still happen. You have river flooding. That continues to be a problem. Right, that's going to linger. The winds are going to linger as this system moves on. So, if anything, we're saying thank goodness because we couldn't take the amount of rain we had, but it is continuing to move away somewhat, and that's good news. Any other questions which we're getting, Eric? Again, if we don't have any more questions, what we're going to do, we're going to be on the air at 11. I would imagine, if I am not mistaken. Yeah, go ahead.
There was one person that was asking where was the tornado in the Bronx. We had a warning for a Doppler radar indicated tornado.
So
it was not a confirmed.
Yeah,
tornado.
There's a difference between a radar indicated tornado and a tornado that is confirmed with a ground touchdown. But I think Matt, wasn't it around the Morrisania section of the Bronx?
Mott Haven.
Mott Haven
In Harlem is
right.
where the storm was located.
And then that radar indication had it going into
Northeast.
Greenwich and Stamford and sections of Westchester, but we do not have any confirmation that there was a tornado. It was just radar indicated. But we did have gusts. What was it? 72 miles per hour. I think we recorded a gust to the east of the city.
I can check on that.
We'll check on that. Yeah.
I saw a wind gust close to 60
Yeah.
on National Weather Service chat a while back, so
Okay.
it wouldn't be out of balance.
Plus 60 at least. Yeah. So
One person writing in Jersey City, the rain is decreasing a lot, which is good news.
Which is again in line with what you're saying.
Right, but if you're in Connecticut, if you are in say Westchester County up the Hudson Valley.
Yep.
You're still going to be seeing some heavy rain. Same thing for Long Island. All this stuff is moving east.
So again, that's important to keep in mind. You can look at isolated cells, and you can look at thunderstorms which are moving either rapidly or popping up and then diminishing. But this broad system is taking its moisture to the north and east at this point. So finally, some relief is not the right word, but finally, uncle, as you head to areas to the west of the city where you wondered if it was ever going to come to an end. Here's what's fascinating. Folks in Livingston, in Sullivan County, Ulster County, out in Bergen County, Essex County, you may very well wake up tomorrow morning, depending on when you get up, to clear skies. Clear skies or partly cloudy conditions. But it is going to be a long time to kind of clean up what we have been subject to.
Hey Dave.
Yeah.
I've got those wind gusts you're wondering about.
Yeah, Matt's over just yonder, and
Not
he's
on
got
the microphone.
he's got wind gust information. So go ahead.
Teterboro had 59 miles an hour.
Teterboro at 59 miles per hour.
Burlington, New Jersey, 69 miles an hour.
Burlington, New Jersey, right up around that 70 mile per hour mark, 69. Yeah.
And there are tens of thousands of outages across New Jersey.
There we go. That was our big concern. Matt said tens of thousands of outages across New Jersey. I would imagine our assignment desk upstairs and our reporters are getting a handle on exactly what those numbers are. But this was anticipated. You have saturated ground. In some areas, you're adding 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 inches of rain on top of that. You have winds which are gusting upwards of 70 miles per hour. The calculus is relatively simple. Trees aren't going to hold. Leaves act as sails. Trees fall on power lines. Power goes out. And I can't remember what utility it was, but I think earlier tonight we were hearing from one utility that said they think they've got a handle on this. This is going to be a challenge. If there is any good news here, as compared with our dear friends in the Gulf states, they're seeing extremely hot, humid weather. We are going to get a break with temperatures going into the mid and lower 70s as we wrap up the work week. So at least there'll be bearable conditions for people without air conditioning. But it's, yeah.
Yeah. Craig is asking if you could show a broader image of the map just to kind of show area.
Yeah,
size.
hold on one second. Matt?
Yeah, I can get this for you. Let me jump over
yeah.
one.
Great.
We did just have a new severe thunderstorm warning come in as well. I'll give you a look at that.
Sure, where's that for?
It's going to be for Fairfield County.
So there we go. A severe thunderstorm warning for Fairfield County. That is in line with what we were talking about, with what Eric Breit just mentioned, and that is that all of this moisture now and some of this energy beginning to shift to the east. So until 11:15 tonight, Fairfield, New Haven counties, Westchester, Bridgeport, Norwalk, Stamford, the 95 corridor, the Merritt Parkway, probably sections of the Hutch. You're going to see some blinding rain potentially, and some flooding as well. As there's that wide picture you wanted. Now watch. Is this a 3-hour loop, Matt?
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to dial it back 3 hours at right now, and there you see that path, and you can kind of trace it with your own finger to the north. Now we're dialing it back, and now we're going to move it forward. And watch that red line there over the city, now pushing to the east into Westchester and Fairfield counties. There you have it.
And we had talked about why we're getting more rain than what we anticipated,
Yeah.
and it's because of the training effect of
Yeah.
these thunderstorms. If you look at the movement of the individual cells, they're basically cell after cell after cell training over the same area, which is why you get when you get 1, 2, 3 inches of rain per hour, it doesn't take long for that to add up to 7, 8, 9 inches of rain.
Right. So literally, when we say training, think of it as a kind of a track, a groove. And what happens is a train, and it stays on that path and just continues to pile more and more and more on. Look at the estimated rainfall over the last 24 hours.
Never seen anything like it.
Matt just said, and again, this is not theatrics. He's never seen anything like this. These radar estimated, but I mean, Matt, even with the margin of error, right? I mean, these are unreal numbers.
Yeah, I'll just say that number in Central Park, like if you remember back on August 21st with Henri, we had nearly 2 inches of rain in 1 hour, and that set the record for 151 years of weather records at Central Park, the most rainfall we'd had in a single hour. That was less than 2 inches. In the last hour at Central Park, between 8:51 and 9:51, we had over 3 inches of rain. So a record that was set 1 week ago has now been shattered by more than 50%.
And look at the numbers that came in from Newark Airport.
Over
those
7
numbers,
inches of rain, now close to 8.
And how quickly that built up. So, all of this, while it's radar estimated now, will be confirmed by trained weather spotters and with the technology in certain areas that automatically measures rain. But it's remarkable. I think what we're going to do now, it's 10:24, unless we have any more questions, and we appreciate and love this ability to dialogue with you at home. But we've got some work to do we're going to go on the air in 5 minutes with a weather cut-in, and then we'll be on at 11 o'clock tonight. And I would ask that if you could, we go from this conversation to kind of a monologue of the latest weather information at 11. And I hope you'll stay up and join us. We'll also be with you through the overnight. We've got our, actually we don't have sleeping bags. We don't have anything. We're going to be up here and up with you, getting you through this, a very difficult time. Our hearts and prayers with our friends and neighbors around the tri-state area, but we'll pull through this together and we'll share as much information as possible to help you navigate this as well. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you on air in 5 minutes and once again on air at 11 p.m. tonight.